Hello everybody and welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 video on a mod. Which mod? A mod you've already seen. Well, I hope it's a mod you've already seen. If not, you have missed a couple videos on this channel as I have played this before. Now this is Stalemate, a frozen conflict, I believe the mod's name is. I'll leave it linked down below. I've done a video on this way back when. This was a mod that came out in like 2020 or something and then stopped development for the longest time and then it came back. But if you can't tell by looking at the world and also the title of the mod and this video, essentially things didn't go too well in that WW1. Now as far as I'm aware, the Germans did actually beat the Russians, which is why the East looks like that, but then they pulled out of Brest-Litovsk and actually helped the French and the British out to put down socialist revolts. It's a little bit of a convoluted one, but what Hoi 4 mod at this point isn't convoluted? Now, last time I played this, I think it was a month or two ago at this point, we did play the Soviets. That was pretty fun, and I did want to come back and give the Germans a go. I'm not too sure if I've played the Germans before. I do remember someone found the old video I played on this, and I did play the UK. So I want to give the Germans a go. Okay, now this mod is a little bit dated in a lot of regards. You can really tell by just looking at the German focus tree. It's not too in-depth, but the developers did come back very recent and actually start off adding content over to Spain. And if you can't tell, they've got some ambitions, Jesus. Oh, sorry, I should say Jesus. But yeah, we are the wee Germans. Things didn't go too well for us. Some people may have died for nothing, let's put it that way. And we do have a little problem with the Reds still, and our colonies, which we do still own, aren't looking too great. Interestingly, we did lose everything in the Pacific, which, you know, that does make sense. I'm not entirely sure how we managed to finagle holding on to Africa, but I guess we did. We just found the largest diamond we could find, you know, throw that into the distance. That confused the British long enough that they went and pillaged that instead. Okay, so in terms of focuses we could pick from here, I already did the first one over here. It was like 7 days. I think I'm not going to do, I guess, what would consider to be like an alt history path here for the scenario we're in. This is already alt history. I think we'll go with the status quo, and we will keep the Kaiser around and maybe give this another go around. Now, like I said, the Russians are still around. We did play the Soviets before, and our cousin Nicky, he's looking a little bit haggard over there. Oh yeah, we do also still have a very large German navy. Very impressive, but also I don't use battleships for the most part. They're pretty useless. So I will probably refit the navy or maybe just build a whole new one, but this should be fine at least for dealing with AI. I mean, I'm assuming the British navy is still absolutely huge, which it is, and the French navy is not that huge. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem even with the starting navy here. Okay, first things first, we are going to rapidly rearm. Get the troops out into the field. Get this really old man to lead them as well. Now, even though we did give up a lot of this land over here, we do still have a whole bunch of guarantees. Adolf Chudler there, my bad. So I guess if push comes to shove, we will have to go defend a whole bunch of these guys over here. But we'll see what our cousin gets up to, I guess. Russia's fretting and no. I do like that top part though. Many thought that the Russian Empire was a failed state. I mean, just look at it. It's not exactly thriving. Oh, Ottomans? Green? No thank you. I prefer Ottomans red. Yep, there's a whole decision just for that apparently. Ooh, quite a bit is happening. I just looked over at the UK and they're actually conceding to the trade unions, which does look like they may end up going communist. Oh, in fact, yeah, that is 100% what I think they may be going to do. And we also have ourselves a military coup d'etat over in America, and I'm not too sure I like the idea of this. What the hell are you cooking up, MacArthur? Are we gonna get a monarchist? Oh no. Well, yeah, I guess a good thing here is that the British royal family will have somewhere to flee to. Well, I think that might be the most cursed thing I've ever seen so early in a Hoi 4 mod. It's quite literally 1936, almost 1937, and the Americans have done the unthinkable. Oh, cousin Nicky is asking for a wee bit of support in his help against the Soviets, who have found themselves a Stalin from down the back of the sofa. And I don't think I have 2,000 guns, but I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. Will that actually get to you, though? I'm not too sure. And there goes the communist uprising over in Britain. I don't think this is exactly what we would really want to happen. Do I potentially want this communist power just sitting not too far from me? Not really. So I think we'll be keeping an eye on that. Oh god, I don't think we're getting allies this game. I mean, I guess I'll go knock on next door, check the neighbors, see if they'll join the naval treaty, because I guess I'm in charge now. Oh, yeah. They said no. Okay. What the hell's going on over here? What's going on? Yeah, I was about to say, who am I supposed to support here? But I can't support anyone. All I could do is look as my eyeballs slowly bleed from looking at whatever's happening. Alright, I have got enough troops out now that I can start doing a bit of expansion. The first two options we have is the Austrian question, where we can, I'm assuming, try to get Austria into our country or get them as an ally. Not sure what I'll do just yet. And then we can also do our ones to move east, which I think should be our priority. Now, I was thinking of just keeping Austria as a little friendly nation next to us, but they don't actually have a focus tree. So I think what we're going to do is actually just go for the annexation on them. AKA, sorry, Mr. Otto von Habsburg, but unfortunately for you, you're an NPC in this world. Oh, the Austrians actually said no. I didn't think they'd do that. Do they actually have any semblance of a... Okay, I think we'll be fine here. Also, while that was happening, I did have collab governments trigger, and I just spammed through them, thinking, you know, it'll just all be my colonies, so it'd be easier for me just to release them, and not have to worry about them later, which is what I did. Unfortunately, at the very end, I did notice one nation sneak out. It's German Poland. I mean, I guess that's fine. We might end up getting Poland at some point anyway, so well, maybe we can merge it. Oh, Austria is no more. We also released Venice in Südtirol, which now we get to see the wonderful Robert von Habsburg. Now, going through the focus tree, I also get a goal on Switzerland, but I just don't think I'm going to bother. I don't need Switzerland, and it's way more beneficial for me just for them to remain neutral. And I think this does actually give me cores on them as well, but again, don't really need it right now. Might come back to that at some point. Instead, I'm going to rush for the Bohemia one. Oh, they folded incredibly quickly. And with that out the way, I think we're going to turn our attention to the east now and try and get a lot of this cleaned up, because I am kind of worried about the Soviets, who are expanding already down into Central Asia. And I imagine I don't actually have to do my dealing with the West just yet, at least, because Britain, I imagine, is probably in a bit of turmoil. And whilst we also know what the Russians and the British are doing, I'm not too sure what the French are up to, at least not just yet. In fact, actually, I do know what they're up to, because for some reason, I have full intel and can tell what they're actually going to be doing. And it does appear what they're trying to do is form the European Union, which, by the look of what they can invite here, I'm not entirely sure we should be letting them do that. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. French are going in on the Italians. Again, that's fine for me. Keep themselves busy fighting between themselves. I can focus on everyone else and then come back and beat them all up. Although, since the British did decolonize there, it would actually be kind of nice if we could take advantage and take over a few of these colonies they let out. Okay, so we sent our demands over to the east. Belarus said no, so we're going to have to invade them. Lithuania, yes. Livonia, no. Poland, oh, I'm gonna have to invade them all. Well, I guess that means we get to make the most of our puppet here. All right, so we cleaned those guys up nice. That was very quick. We did not get Ukraine, Crimea, or anything else in there. That is fine for now. In fact, what I'm gonna do very quickly is just look at this part of the focus tree, and okay, so we have dominate Africa. That could be useful. All right, so that focus gave us goals on, I think, pretty much every African nation we actually want to get involved with, including South Africa. We definitely want to take those guys over. Okay, whilst I was cleaning up all that land down in Africa, and look how much we have now. German Empire looking pretty good. Some things have changed in Europe, specifically France now fighting a few too many fronts, I reckon. Yeah, I'm almost tempted now that they are apparently in the Balkan Entente to actually go in on them, because I think they may get eaten alive by the axis? I think we're going to have to claim ourselves a piece of the French pie here. Specifically, I am looking at a few colonies overseas, and I have just a plan to get around their defenses. Do they even have any defensive here? Okay, they got 5, level 4. Okay, you know, I don't actually need to go around the Benelux is what I'm seeing. So let's just go avoid that, shall we, and just go straight in. Again, this is just to stop all these other warmongering European powers taking too much of France. I need to stabilize the region. I need to protect the French population from the pillaging Spanish and Italians. Yeah, we are just going to ignore all of France. Italians can go wild with that, but their colonies are mine. I'm not sure how comfortable I really feel with this giant Italy, but we'll come to that at some point, I guess. Since we already went ahead and wasted that focus, might as well end up using it. Oh, they actually didn't call the Dutch East Indies in. I capitulated them damn fast. You know what? Doesn't matter. You guys are free now. But I definitely want to declare war on the Congo, though, just so I can link up all my Africa and land there. All right, now, there you go. There's a Middle Africa for you. All right, now, question after this is where do we go? Because I do have a focus where we can end up allying with the Russians. I just don't think I'm going to do that. All right, since a rather rapid expansion of the empire here, and I mean rapid, we have grown quite considerably. I think we'll take a little step back for a little bit here and just see what everyone else ends up doing. The Russians have actually pushed the Soviets out of Siberia. They're gone now completely, but they did also just annex a whole bunch of the Balkans down there. I'm not too sure about that one, Olga. Sorry, I just realized what's going on in America. Why are you fighting North Korea? It's Kim Il-sung. I guess they just declared on the Japanese. At some point, the Japanese declared on them, and they've released all of their colonies. So, yeah, the man himself is free. Oh, Greece has also fallen to the Caliphate. How did I miss that? How long has that been on the map? I just found the most cursed thing ever. So there's like a little mini game you do to get controls of the Tangiers international zone. Just finally managed to do it. Get enough influence so I could get them as a puppet. Went ahead and hit it. Who's that? Well, since we've had a bit of a Russian expansion down here in the Caliphate as well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of expansion over here myself. Well, you know, I was literally about to say, I don't think I could trust the Russians after they just ate Ukraine and Crimea, and they've declared on my vassal. All right, well, you know what? That's fair enough. I guess we're going to go fight the Russians. Oh, okay, Spain wants to join my faction, but Spain is also fighting too many people. I don't think I want you in my faction. I'm going to politely say no thank you. Okay, now I don't want to say I was 100% unprepared for this Russian invasion, but I may have been on the back foot a little bit. But I think after a quick pit stop in Galicia there, I have got the counter for their surprise. Yeah, just hoping I don't get counter surprise now by the Italians or someone else, because I have nothing on that front. Right now, it's just Russia and Mongolia. Okay, you're looking a little hollow there. Do you need some humanity, Roman? Yeah, I was going to say there's only Russia and Mongolia we need to actually fight here. We only need to capitulate Russia, so I think we will be going pretty deep, though. Hopefully not too deep, though. I don't want to go meet Roman von Skeleton. Oh, yeah, well, you kind of thought this might be coming. Who are they in a faction with? We're going to have to bring one of those armies back. You know, the fact I just had to quickly pull back on the Western front here, it was kind of giving me flashbacks to something else that didn't go too well. I guess you can give me a big thank you if you feel like it, Spain. I just shaved your bacon. Look how many units are kind of stuck here now if we just push it out. Wait, do the Basques even have a port? I can't tell. I don't think they do. They are just stuck in there now. Yeah, I think that's the majority of the Italian army dealt with down there. And I didn't even realize the other half of my army that was just on a battle plan had already made it down to Rome. I'm putting you in charge, Mr. Robert von Habsburg. I'm sure you have this covered. I probably should not give him that land, but, you know, I have faith. Oh, you know, I thought that was just like the British down there, but no, that's the Japanese People's Republic. What are you doing there? And I'm not going to bother sea lining just yet. I'm going to try finish off the Russians, and then we'll turn back and deal with the British. I don't think we have to worry, though. I have complete radar coverage, and it ain't looking too great over there. Good news is, as well, that we are absolutely decimating the Royal Navy. I don't know if I even told you, I did build a new fleet, which was just my cruiser destroyer fleet, and it's going ham. It's going absolute ham. have. I mean, of course, the giant, absolutely giant starting navy also does quite a bit of work. Here we go. Yeah, Robert, you had one job. Oh, now, Robert, I've had no choice but have your country garrisoned by the various Slavic underlings that I have subjugated. Okay, Russians finally capitulate. Bad news is, though, that doesn't put this front to bed, though, because look how many people I'm fighting over here. Now, to get a capitulation, we do have to capitulate India and Britain. So that's great. All right, so I guess we'll go start with the UK. Well, it's definitely quite the opposition. Okay, yeah, that one was an easy one. But question is, how the hell do I get to India now? Oh, I could go through Central Asia because I'm also fighting the Persians. That is a horrendous idea. Well, let's do it. Not what I have called the best plan there, but it did get us into India, and thus a step closer to capitulation. Just don't worry about those 5 million casualties there. Well, it may have cost a few more Germans than some may have liked, but we did it. And we're also in this conference with too many people. That's going to be a bit of a mess. I was about to say that's actually not that bad, but on second opinion, there is one hell of a mistake here. That's right. I may have accidentally released Horatio Dundas back into the world. God help us if he ever figures out how to build that nuclear reactor, because he'll do it 15% quicker. Actually, I just realized the Soviets were exiled to Sakhalin. I thought they were gone, but no, they're just... Oh, wait, no, they've also got Vladivostok. Well, I think we're going to leave it off here. I could go ahead, go fight the Japanese, or maybe even the Kingdom of America, but I've already got 1,000 factories, so I just don't think it's worth it. But once again, yeah, pretty good mod. It is very basic. I will say that again, because I'm pretty sure I said that in the last video. I don't think there's been too many updates for this. They're keeping it up to date, though, so that does make me think that maybe they will actually keep updating it and maybe go for the focus trees, because, yeah, the focus trees are definitely something to be desired, let's put it that way. Again, though, maybe I should come back and actually try out one of the new trees down in Spain and see if they're any good. But if you want to see me do that, leave a like, comment down below asking if you, well, telling me if you want to see it or not, because then I'll happily come back and give this scenario another whirl. But until next time, mod will be linked down below. Goodbye.